Well, hello again. Thanks for joining me on whatever it is that we're calling this. Whiskey and rye, I think, is what we're going to go with eventually. But let us know in the comments again. Still haven't decided that one yet. So first off, I'd like to apologize. Sorry if I'm intimidating with any of you with my completely natural physique. I know it's quite scary. So today I've decided to go kind of ham. I'm going to do, if you might be able to tell by all the bottles that I've got up here, a Long Island iced tea. Now, this is kind of a famously boozy drink. It has 4 different liquors, 1 liqueur, and then a bunch of sugary stuff. Easy to drink, astonishingly potent. But it's delicious. It's a tasty drink. I'm going to go with a little bit more quote-unquote highbrow version of it. I'm going to use lemon juice and simple syrup instead of just a sour mix. But, you know, I do me. Anyways, so we're going to get started because this is a long one. So, take your shaker cup. I used my big one today because a lot of different liquids are going in there. Fill it up with ice. It's just me, so I put my hand in there. So, a long time ago, I actually heard that there was a specific order you're supposed to mix it in. I don't know if that's true, and I've done it just in many different orders and still came out tasting totally fine. I don't remember what the recommendation of the order was, but the way that it explained it, it was like certain liquors interact with each other. I think it was basically the gin or the juniper in the gin reacts with the sugar in the rum. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure I believed it. It still tastes good no matter what way you're doing it. Today I'm going to use some aviation gin. Brian Reynolds' gin. Delicious gin. Highly recommend. Bottle's a little big though. Hard to handle. So hard to handle now. Hey little thing, I'm not you can't call. 1 ounce. Pretty much all 1 ounce measures. So when you think of it like that, you're getting between 4 and 5 ounces of alcohol. That's why these are very boozy drinks. The triple sec is the only ingredient in there that is not a full proof. However, I happen to have 60 proof triple sec, which is a 30%. Most triple secs are below 20 or around 20. So this will make it even more boozy. I just happen to like it because it's nice, it's kind of dry. Closer to a curacao, but still kind of extra citrusy, orangey, whatever. Anyways, you can use Flor de Caña rum for your. Now it calls for light rum. I'm sure you could use whatever kind of rum you wanted, but I think the idea is that the light rum doesn't quite dominate the flavor profile. And I can see that if you did put like a dark rum in it, or even a gold rum, it might alter the taste of the drink enough to where it would really stand out a little bit too much. And part of the joy of the Long Island is that it's quite balanced, all things considered. Tequila, I'm using Milagro. It's one of my favorites. I do have a bottle of Terramana, the Rocks Tequila. 2 bottles actually, one of the Reposado and one of the Blanco. Very good stuff, but for this I'm just going to use plain old Milagro. Not too expensive, not too cheap. 1 ounce. The bottle is also difficult to handle. I'm glad I put it on the table before I started the video because I can't tell you how many times I have knocked the countertop with that bottle because it is super long. Look at that. I usually get the big ones just so I don't have to buy them very often. Makes me feel less guilty. And I got Tower vodka. This is just cheap vodka from Total Wine. I don't really have that much of a preference for vodka. Grey Goose is pretty good. I think Chopin is pretty good. But this one was decent and it was cheap. So I mean, I don't know. It's better than a plastic bottle of vodka. But it's not so expensive as, you know, some of the really good stuff. The French vodka. I think this is American. American vodka. It's still crafted in Texas. Where they know their vodka. Anyways, put that back. And our final liqueur, it's liqueur, it's not liquor. Like I said, lower proof, is triple sec in there, 1 ounce. Everything is 1 ounce. The only exception to it is at the end we're going to add a splash of Coke. Everything else is 1 ounce. Drop it like it's hot. Alright. Oh, it smells so good. I do like this. It is Mr. Stacks. And it is just the 60 proof triple sec. They have a regular one, a 40 proof or whatever it is. And it's good, but this stuff is just something about the extra proof makes the scent brighter and the flavor brighter, in my opinion. And the extra booze doesn't hurt. You know, most of the time you get a triple sec, it's kind of almost watering down your drink. This one is doing that a little less. Not quite fortifying it, but not watering it down as much. Okay, again, I'm going for a little extra and doing lemon juice and simple syrup. You can just use plain old-fashioned sour mix if you want. And I think you would have to double it at that point because you do 1 ounce of this, 1 ounce of that. So if you're doing sour mix, you'd be going to do 2 ounces of sour mix. But very few sour mixes are all that good. And if you make your own simple syrup, you can control how sweet it is. And if you're using fresh lime juice, which would be obviously ideal, there's just a better flavor. I happen to use Santa Cruz just because it's organic, pure. Literally the ingredients on there are just lemon juice, organic lemon juice, nothing else. So that's why I get this one in the bottle. It's pretty good to me. Again, highly recommend 1 ounce of that. I would also recommend, if you're making it, going a little faster than I'm going, because the ice is melting very quickly. And of course, lastly, you use your simple syrup. Just 1 ounce. This is homemade simple syrup. I had it in a master mixers thing. Just reused it, washed the bottle out, melted some sugar into water, then bottled it. Easy as that. Boil yourself some water, pour a 1 to 1 of sugar in it, or 2 to 1 if you like it extra sweet, and then you let it cool down, and you put it in a bottle. That's it. You just made your own simple syrup, which simple syrup isn't particularly expensive, but again, it's something you would pay like $2 for, something like that, that you 100% don't need to because you probably have white sugar at your house. I will say probably in the future I'll put it in a regular bottle instead of reusing this one, because if you're measuring it out, using the squeezy method is not quite as good. But it's good for if you just dropping a little bit in there, doing a little sweetness to your drink. Oh, tasty. Tasty. That's all your main ingredients. Then you're going to go ahead and put your shaker on, put your lid on. Hopefully this isn't going to spill everywhere, because I noticed that it looked like the rim was a little cracked. I haven't used it in forever. So, hey, if you do, it'll be fun to watch me do that. Actually, before I shake this, I've been chilling my glass back here. I will tell you, anytime that you can chill a glass for a cocktail, it improves it. I don't know how, I don't know why, it does. Colder is better. Anyways. Dumping out the water and putting in a little more ice. Oh wait. Keep forgetting I got this here. I don't know how much space it's going to take, so I'm only going to put a little bit, but you probably want to put a little more on your own. But we're going to shake. Yeah, it did spill a little bit. And I'm going to leave a little space up top for your Coke. I could probably do a little more than that. Good idea to keep this drink cold. Now, just for kicks, I'm going to try it before the Coke. My metal straws. It is extra extra boozy, but it's delicious. You practically can't taste any of the alcohol. Like, it's there, but mostly you get sweet, and the gin is a bit forward. The piney taste of that, the floral / vegetal notes from that, but I think the sweetness of all the other liquors kind of just blend together very well, and that ends up making it to where you almost can't even tell that there's 5 different alcohols in it. But so they call for a splash of Coke. Obviously, a splash is to taste, so whatever it is you want. I just kind of, and you do it like that. You can let it settle. That's probably fine, or you can stir it up. Either way, I think if you stir it up, it looks a little bit more like tea. But yeah, the Coke just perfects it. Like, it's something where you can't even really taste the alcohol at all now. That is so good. But it is definitely sweet. Oh, left out one more thing. You are supposed to garnish with a lemon twist. Now, I went ahead and made my own twist beforehand. I will tell you this. If you're going to make a twist, you probably want to go ahead and get the actual zester, like little small peeler thing, because doing it with a knife is not all that fun. And I'm sure there are people out there who are significantly more adept at it than I am. But I did not come up with the best twist in the world. M. Night Shyamalan would not be proud of that. But I tried, M. Night. I tried. So there you have it. The Long Island iced tea. Oh, and it is good. It is good. And if you got all those different alcohols, it's easy to make. It's really just one to one to one. 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. It's 5 alcohols, but it's overall 8 ingredients. You get Coke, your lemon juice, and your simple syrup, or it could be 7 ingredients if you just use sour mix. But I don't know too many good sour mixes, but that's up to you. Personal preference. Yeah, that's good. I only made this because I kind of wanted to drink the Coke. So after this, I'll probably just make a Cuba Libre, which is an easy one. Do a video on that sometime. Maybe tonight. Who knows? Anyhow, thank you for joining me on another episode of whatever this is called. I don't know what it's called. Whiskey and rye was the concept that we originally started with, but it was going to be like me just drinking whiskeys. So now that it's cocktails, I don't know. Cocktails with rye cocktails. I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you can think of a better name than us, which you probably could, and then we'll take it and we'll pretend that we thought of it in the first place. All right. Hope to see you next time. Bye.